What's up, guys? Got a collection update for you here. I was originally going to be waiting a little bit because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take, but I got a couple packages coming in, and they're prescribed for like July 7th, and that's exciting. So that'll be a while. Figured I'd just do this so I could put my stuff on my shelf and get a video in for you guys. It's been a couple of weeks. I don't ever want to take over a month to put on a new video. That's the goal. I would prefer to every other week. I plan on doing a couple videos involving my collection a little bit more, rather than just doing collection updates exclusively. If you got any ideas on what you want me to do, feel free to drop them down in the comments. But yeah, we're listening to Edge of Sanity is the Spectral Sorrow in the background here. Great stuff. Cool, proggy, kind of Swedish death metal. Basically Opeth before Opeth was a thing. But yeah, I've been in a really heavy old school death metal kick, which is hilarious because there's not a single old school death metal album in my collection update. Got a couple metal CDs, couple non-metal CDs. I'll do the metal and then non-metal. First off is something that was supposed to be in the last update, but it was on back order from the store I got, or the store I got my lot from. This is Dull Golder by Summoning. Last week I went through this huge kick of Summoning and associate acts like L4, and what is that other one? Emian Mule, something like that. I saw they've been getting really big, and I've been listening to a lot of that keyboard heavy, kind of epic black metal style a lot, and they kind of transition to this death metal mood. But yeah, I mean, it's still Golder. You guys have all heard this one. It's not the best Summoning album. It's definitely in the top couple. Great records, but you know, anything with dragons all over it, I'm usually into because I have a good mindset going into it. But you guys have all heard this one. It's nothing new. Nightshade Forest is a pretty iconic Summoning song, I'd say. Next, y'all are gonna, you guys are gonna make fun of me because you guys have heard me rant about how much I dislike this band before, at least a couple of times, especially when I chose stuff. Talking about seeing them live. This is Folk Song, or Folk Sang by Merker. I don't like anything else that Merker has done up to this. It's just horrendous attempts at being bad music, or bad black metal. It's very uninspired sounding, it's sloppy. I saw them live and it was possibly the worst black metal show I've ever seen. But this album here, man, this is such a good friggin' record. I can't get over how good it is. It's not metal whatsoever. I love the album cover, by the way. It's Norse folk music, you know, containing all of those kind of Norse instruments. Yeah, a nickel harpa, a lyre, and the frame drum being the more... Okay, the Strek harpa, and then there's choirs and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have like hurdy-gurdies or anything in it, but it's got a lot of those weirder, old instruments, and it's really good neo-folk kind of stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely listen to this Merker album. Don't just pass over it like I normally would have. I heard a clip of it on Instagram, and I was like, wow, I should go check that out. And then I wound up buying the CD and got shipped over to the house. So that's Merker. These next 4 metal CDs are things that I got off of selling a couple of things to my local record store. Picked up these. This is a death metal record from a French band called Gorod. This is Leading Vision. Right before the pandemic hit, I opened for this band at Reggie's Rock Club in Chicago. That was a really fun show. I got to sit in the upstairs VIP band section area. Backstage and watch them from the top balconies. That was a lot of fun. They're really awesome. They're kind of spacey, kind of ethereal, but not in the same way Blood Incantation is. These guys are just, I don't really know how to describe it other than it's just more of that tech deck kind of chaotic riffage, really technical and aggressive style of death metal. They have some really cool grooves to them. Yeah, I don't know how many you guys have seen or heard anything by this guys, but you should definitely listen to Gorod if you have not. The light changed completely down here. Sorry, I rarely ever film videos during the day. and I'm using natural lighting because I think it's substantially nicer looking than most of the stuff that I can produce with these lights down here. Next, Elements Part 1 by Stradivarius. This is more my speed, especially the past year or two. I'm just all about some friggin' power metal, man. Top shelf stuff. It's not at all super original. Stradivarius is basically Yngwie Malmsteen style guitars, soaring vocals, everything you would expect from a power metal band with an album cover like this. But honestly, how could I complain about having it in the collection, especially being such a big fan of this style? 2003 album. I don't know when Elements Part 2 came out. I have no idea. I just pick up Stradivarius when I see it. Unless it's a live album, because frankly, I could not care less about live albums. But, you know, it's not really any keyboards, if I remember right. I don't even think I listened to this one yet. I don't know, I'm a moron. I don't know why you guys watch me. But, Stradivarius. Next, a local-ish band from within an hour or so from me. Armored Assault, Call of the Beast. Alright, check out this album cover first off. That's sick. Sorry, there's a glare. I'll pull it out for you. But they're from, like, some kind of Chicagoland area, suburb area. I don't live in the suburbs, but that's where they're from, so I guess it's relatively near me. I never even opened this, and I don't recognize these guys from seeing them at shows or doing any kind of gigging. But either way, they're really, really sweet. It's kind of groovy metal, kind of metalcore, thrash stuff. I don't like metalcore whatsoever. Even like the not terrible bands like Zao and stuff, or not modern crap bands like Zao. I don't even like Zao. So, but this is really good. They have a little bit more groove metal tinge to them than they do kind of the terrible metalcore. It's more of like that early Machine Head style, where it still has hints of violence in there from, you know, previous members being in that thrash scene and being, you know, a lot more traditional rather than kind of this modern incarnation of garbage, which is a beautiful thing to see. But I saw the album cover in the store, and the guy who was running the shop put it on so I could hear it, and I was like, oh, how much is it? I didn't feel like paying the price that they wanted for it, and then he wound up giving it to me. So thanks, bud. Appreciate you. Definitely gonna add it to the collection. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. 5-track EP. Last metal CD for this video. The album Land by Tyr. Tyr is a great band. This whole kind of mood that I've been in, where it was a lot of epic black metal and stuff, kind of devolved into a Bathory mood, and then it wound up getting into like heavier stuff. But whatever, that doesn't matter. I was in a Bathory mood for a few days, and this is that kind of style, that Viking metal style. And Tyr stuff is kind of a pain in the butt to get a hold of. It really seems to elude me sometimes, so I pick it up when I can. This is the full album Land, and then a bonus live at Wacken 2007 disc. Really cool stuff. You guys have all heard this. I mean, it's basically Hammerheart era Bathory worship, and it's everything you'd expect to hear out of something that sounds like that. So that's Tyr. Yeah, I'm trying to basically collect all their stuff. My girlfriend bought me one of their albums a while back, and I'm just trying to fill it all in. I don't know how many albums they have. I don't really keep track of it. I just log my stuff into Discogs, and if I don't recognize it, I grab it. So, from here on out, we are out of the metal section. The rest is all going to be non-metal, but I suggest you stick around for it. And first thing off here is Jerry Lee Lewis with Another Place and Another Time, and She Still Comes Around. This is Jerry Lee Lewis from 1968. Both albums, I believe, are from 1968. It's traditional honky tonk country, hefty pianos. Jerry Lee Lewis, I would expect nothing less from. Great stuff. I mean, like stuff like What Made Milwaukee Famous is a really famous tune of his. But he also plays a bunch of other classic tunes. He plays Walk on the Floor Over You, which is, you know, Ernest Tubb. And then I'm a Lonesome Fugitive, which also Merle Haggard had a big hit around this time. I don't know who did it first. Then he's got Before the Next Teardrop Falls. Before Freddie Fender did it, Freddie Fender came up with the Spanish version which is awesome. It's super cool to hear the verses in both languages. And then the next record he's got, Today I Started Loving You Again, the Merle Haggard tune. Louisiana Man, also a really iconic tune. I believe it's, what is that? Is it Glenn Campbell? I don't remember. Release Me, Roger Miller tune. You don't beat him, man. Great stuff. Jerry Lee Lewis rips. 60s country at its finest. Next, so in high school, my guitar club teacher got me really into Leonard Skinner, and then we did a whole Leonard Skinner set at our guitar club show. It was like an hour and a half, and we basically carbon copied a Leonard Skinner set list and covered the whole thing. So that was an awful lot of fun. But after Leonard Skinner broke up, they were silent for a few years, and then they came out with this band, the Rossington Collins Band. This is the 2 albums they put out, Anything, Anyplace, Anywhere, and This Is the Way. This is an English pressing. It's basically Leonard Skinner with Gary Rossington's wife singing. It's got most of the same guys. It's got Gary, it's got Alan, it's got Billy. I don't see Artemis Pyle anywhere. The bass player's name is eluding me. It's not that important. But yeah, it's basically Leonard Skinner with a different vocalist. Similar tones. It came out in 1980 and 1981, so it's not even that far off from what they were doing at the same time. Now, if it's stuff that was going to be on Skinner records at a later date, I have no idea. I don't know that much about these albums, but honestly, having that kind of a lineup on a record in itself is interesting enough for me. Rossington Collins Band. 2 albums by the Grateful Dead. I have the Grateful Dead and Andra Axamaxa. I don't know what that name actually is. But this album is the self-titled first one, 1966, I believe. One of the first tunes I got into was The Golden Road to Unlimited Devotion. Great tune. Beat On Down the Lines on here, Cold Rain and Snow, the Sitting on Top of the World's on here, Morning Dew, New Minglewood Blues, Viola Lee Blues. I mean, there's so many tunes that are just such classic Dead songs that came out on this record. How do you argue with it, man? It's a great cover. It's got Fat Pig Pen on it, which is a great thing to see. Great record. Next, also a top shelf record. St. Stephen's on here, Mountains of the Moon. One of my favorite Grateful Dead tunes, especially that 75 acoustic version that Jerry Garcia plays at the Playboy Mansion. Top shelf. China Cat Sunflowers on here, Cosmic Charlie. It's got other tunes that are a little bit deeper cracks. Dupree's Diamond Blues, Rosemary Doing That Rag, What's Become of My Baby, The Baby. Not as popular tunes, but nonetheless a great record. A great band photo. I always love that. Ever since I saw it for the first time, it looks great. Great stuff. Grateful Dead. Next, some kind of rockabilly 90s, 80s style country. This is 1998. It's Dale Watson and his Lone Stars in the Truckin' Sessions. So Dale Watson basically, he plays this like rockabilly kind of Unknown Henson style of country. It's definitely telly heavy. Got a whole lot of Elvis influence, as you would expect from something that looks like this. It's a great record. It's a great record. I went and saw Whitey Morgan a couple months ago, or a month or two ago, and he played one of the tunes on this record, and honestly, I don't remember which song it is, but I would definitely recommend this if you're into rockabilly and stuff like that. And the last one is a CD I have been looking for forever. It's a Japanese pressing as well, which I didn't know, when frankly I could not care less. This is In God We Trust by Don Nix. This is a guy who is playing session stuff on some of the Leon Russell records back in the early 70s. This is 1971. And the song that he does in that same session video, he does Amos Burke. It's a really catchy tune. Look up Don Nix, Amos Burke, if you really are into like some really good piano heavy kind of honky tonk tinged southern rock. It's super, super fun stuff to listen to. He does quite a few gospel tunes. He does like Golden Mansion, I'll Fly Away, He Never Lived a Day Without Jesus, Narrow My God to Thee, Long Way to Nowhere, Will the Circle Be Unbroken. Great tune, man. Or great set of tunes. I believe this is a picture of Don with Amos Burke. Yeah, finally glad to have it. I got it for way cheaper than I'd ever seen it. I almost pulled the trigger a couple months ago, and I would have paid like somewhere between $10 to $15 more than I did on that time. So that worked out really, really well. I got free shipping because the CD was expensive enough. I'm glad to have them, and I'm excited to start making a couple more videos for you guys. Keep it greasy. Have a good one.